Åh. Den er 34 til at score nok de herovre. Det er 33 quest med alle op, tror jeg. 30 til 33.
is it? Victory for Sylvanas.
Quick about your business.
Helleren Plays med alle afsnittene i. Episode 5. 1, 2.
That better be good. Speak quickly. Listening. Beware the living. Hello.
Åh, ja okay. Hello, Doga.
Hey there, how's it going?
Good, good. Got level 35, so it's going good.
How's the baby?
Walking around with his like walking car, walking wagon, or what it's called in English. Like he's like 2 weeks ago, he could only go straight and could barely turn. Now he's doing 180s on a dime and racing around the house after me. So
Fantastic.
it's going great.
It's a funny age, huh?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, I enjoyed it.
Like right now, we had this week we had our big kid at the grandparents for summer holiday, and we only had the little one. And like even though we think, oh, there's so much work with the little one, like it's just like it's so easy. Like normally when we have to like leave the house, the big one, no, I don't want to go, I don't want to pee, blah 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 blah. Now we just like,
Yeah.
okay, grab him, put him in the car, click, and we go. it's so much easier, man.
Yeah, believe me, I know. I have 3. So
Yeah,
if you take one away, suddenly parenting is so easy.
yeah. Like I remember when we had one, and I thought like, oh, this shit is impossible. Like we are 2 against 1, and she's kicking our asses. And now we have 2. It's like, oh, it's so hard, and then took one away, and it's like, man, this is easy. Like, oh, you can just go down shopping. I'll take care of the kid. Like, so easy.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. Let's see, I might as well. Hey, you want to see the farm?
Oh yeah, let me see what's.
I'm just flying now, there's nothing to see.
Is
Yeah,
this?
so I've got
Oh,
one.
that's a Honda. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, so this is my tribal leather worker
Hmm.
as well. It's yeah. So I've got 1 hide, so I've got to get 7 more.
Yeah, it's
According
a
to
bit of pain to farm, I recall.
it says 15% on skinning. Let's test that.
Yeah.
If that's actually the case.
Well, at least like you can go to Swamp of Sorrows if you run out in Strengthon Vale, because I remember trying to farm it in Strengthon Vale, and I just kept like the you run out of spawns, and then you have to kill the tigers because a lot of the places the tigers and the panthers share spawns. So
Is Swamp of Sorrows actually better?
I don't know. It's just like there's also panthers in Swamp of Sorrows.
I feel like there's a lot less of them. Swamp of Sorrows.
I was just looking at Wowhead, and like on the map, it looked like they were all over the place, but it might be wrong.
Let's find out. Have a look. Yeah.
Yeah, skinning
That's,
is 15 from both.
yeah. I hadn't seen someone do it in Swamp of Sorrows, but I can test it.
Hmm.
I have PF Quest here? Yeah, I do.
Oh, you haven't gone over to 1.14 like the rest of people?
Not yet. I probably should, now that they seem to have fixed a lot of the issues. I'm playing on a laptop which is fairly poor.
Oh, yeah, okay.
So I had a lot of issues with 1.14, but since the launcher,
Mm-hmm.
it solved a lot of the problems, and it solved problems that I had on 1.12 as well.
Like, the thing I care most about is that 1.14 can get the server-side thread values. That
Yeah,
seems
it's a pretty
crazy.
big deal.
Yeah, like, with, especially because 1.12 has this, like, whenever there's more than one mob, you're just like, okay, my total threat for this entire fight is something, but it doesn't really matter for this mob. Like,
Yeah. And I need to test it. I've got to set up my keybinds and everything on 1.14. I just haven't really had the headspace to do it.
yeah, I feel you.
Yeah. Since I've been changing job and I'm moving the kids' school, and they've been having a very hard time with it, so I haven't been playing as much as I did before.
Hmm.
We'll see. I'm a real new player. You see, I don't really have many add-ons at all.
Yeah, I do see that. It's not like me that have like, I don't know. I will say 50. I don't know how many I actually got, but like I get too many like I'm at the point that when I'm logging into WoW and the screen is loading, if I click away from the screen and click back on the window, it will just crash. Like either I sit on the window or I click away and I cannot click back until it's loaded in, because if I do that, the client just crashes. There's too much newer code
Yeah,
being
yeah.
loaded in.
I mean, this is my 3rd year playing on this server, and I've always told myself I'm going to optimize. I'm going to find the best add-ons, but yeah, I just haven't really got into it. I got the big wigs, swing timer,
Yeah,
and 1 or 2 others.
that's all you need, man. Like I don't think you need more.
There's some rogue ones that optimize your energy bar ticks with, adrenaline rush and things like this.
Yeah, so the thing is, yeah, I remember I had one of those add-ons back when I played a druid, basically, so I would know in PvP, so I could like open with my ambush like right before getting another tick.
Yeah.
And I guess that's the same thing with Adrenaline Rush. You want to pop it right before you get the next tick, so you probably can get 1 extra tick out of it.
Exactly, yeah. This is good timing for the boat.
Yeah. I actually, I don't know on what video I had, but like at one point on my Paladin, I tried to catch the boat and it was going away and thought I'm not gonna make it. So I jumped into the windows on the back of the boat, like on the tail end of the boat.
Oh, really?
And I was expecting just to hit the window and fall through because, like, of course, the solid, not the small ones, the big one, the big round one.
Oh, that one.
Yeah, exactly. I was expecting, of course, it's solid. But I thought, Hail Mary, let's just try it. I'll have to wait anyways. But I actually went through the windows into the boat, and like that was amazing.
So I've seen players jump off this pier before the boat arrives, and then they're already on it once it does. There's some visual trick with the server that's, I don't know. The boat actually arrives before it's visually there. I've seen it enough times that I was like, okay, this is clearly a known thing. I haven't had that luck.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
Yeah. So I've worked on an alt gatherer on the TPC a bit. I haven't had time properly.
Yeah.
But Beastmaster feels so good.
Yeah, in
Do
TPC.
so much damage.
Yeah.
It's insane.
Yeah, that's why all hunters start out as Beastmaster, because what I would say, like, I think in TPC still the pets don't really scale with the gear. I think it's only in Red you start doing that, but the pets are like, the base stats of the pets are like way high. So when your gear is shit, the beast is so strong, and then as your gear gets better, relatively your beast gets worse, and then at some point like it's optimal to switch.
I've only done one raid with Ancient because I was stepping in for Troll Hunter. He's on vacation or something.
Yeah.
And the top damage by a long mile was a Beastmaster Hunter.
Yeah.
Not even close.
I don't know what phase, like still in Kerosene phase, or like where are the server?
Phase 2.
Okay, so that's what's Servant's Rank Heaven and Tempest Keep, or?
Yeah, that's the one.
Yeah, okay. I think it's around the next phase where Beastmaster starts to fall off. But yeah, Beastmaster is really like, it feels crazy playing TPC after playing vanilla. Like just having leveled my Paladin in vanilla and then going to TPC, and you just have the sadly like for Paladins it's like 10 levels later than for Shaman, but you get the Paladins have a talent that says like, I think it's 100% of time after you judge you get 80% of the mana back, which means that your mana issues just go from like being 80% of your problems to being like 10% of your problems.
Yeah.
And it's the same with Shaman. Like normally you swing and you shock, and like there's no real there's no engine going on, and then you get the talent the added in TPC that every time you crit in a melee you get like 60% mana off your next shock, something like that. And
Yeah.
suddenly you're just like, oh, I'm waiting for a melee crit, so I can do a spell, which gives me a spell crit that gives me 9% melee crit, so I can go back to doing more melee crits, and you suddenly have an engine where your melee crits and your spell crits ping pong back off each other, back and forth. It's real good.
But I like it because it gives you a sustained pattern. Because I'm never going to be able to compete with, um, you know, the big damage dealers.
Yeah.
But to be able to consistently do damage is pretty good
Yeah.
without running out in 10 seconds.
Yeah. In vanilla, it's like, especially the fights where they ask you to totem twist. That's just like, oh yeah, I guess I'll have no mana this way.
Yeah.
That's why the only fight I totem twist on is on Velstress, because infinite mana, now I'm gonna totem twist. And I would actually say that, like, normally the rotation is just like you shock, you storm strike, and you shock, and then you wait, and then you shock, and then you shock, and then you storm strike, shock again if the fight is that long. But on Velstress, when you have the totems, like when you have the infinite mana, you're like, oh, storm strike, and you shock, and you drop a totem, and you drop back to the agility totem, and then you do a shock and you drop to the totem, back to, like, you are mechanically engaged throughout much
Oh
more
yeah.
of the fight.
So we were killing. What's the name of the Lady Vash, the final boss in SCC?
Yeah, that's Lady Vash.
I was totem twisting between grounding and wind fury.
Oh, but grounding has a cooldown, right?
It does have a cooldown, but the point was that I could alternate between totems really, for niche fights, without feeling like I was going to be out of mana completely.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I got kind of impressed when I reached 70 and I started just doing like dungeons, and I had a shaman in my group, and I thought like, oh, I give myself wisdom because I, as a paladin, still run out of mana, so of course I'll give the shaman wisdom as well. And he's like, no, give me salvation. I don't run out of mana. And I'm like, yeah, right, buddy. But then I see like throughout, like a Black Mirage, his mana is just at 100% all the time. It's like,
Yeah.
okay, I guess you're right. You don't run out of mana anymore. And he didn't even drop mana totems. I think it was just like, just the mana, just the fact that he didn't spend all that mana from his judgment, his shocks, saved him a lot.
Yeah. You can be smart with it. For long fights, I find with a lot of twisting, I find that I do run out.
Oh yeah, but this was basically a fight with like no totem, like just minimum like Windfury totem and no twisting. I don't think, maybe he also used one more, but because you run around in Black Mirage all the time, I guess he just dropped Windfury and then that was it.
So what I wanted to ask you about this specifically for shamans. Oh, no, there's one. So I've got the utility build with the hit in it, so I'm basically enhanced into resto.
Yeah.
It really staggers my damage. Like it really is not stagger. It really holds back the damage with fire totems. There's lots of ways to optimize it.
I don't think you need to go into resto to get the 3% hit. I assume that's the talent you're talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't need that because in your enhancement tree you got like the, what is it called? Improved dual wielding or something, where you can get like up to 14% hit or something. It's crazy.
What? Really?
Yeah. So let me just find the TBC. TBC.
I mean, in all the guides I used, people built into the resto tree for that additional 3% hit, and then also for the the totem mana cost. That makes a huge difference.
Oh yeah, that might be a thing. Let me just check here. So they moved that around. Okay. And you get the weapon mastery, and then you get dual wield, and you get this one, and you get stone strike. So you get, okay. Yeah, you get 6% hit while dual wielding. So yeah, I guess you need 9%. So with the dual wielding talents, and you go into resto, you have 9%. So you can basically skip out on all hit gear. Of course, more hit will work for your offhand, but for the main hand, and storm strike misses, stuff like that, you're good.
Okay, I've got to see. I'm at how much am I at? I'm at about 12 hit at the moment, excluding the talent you just mentioned, since I didn't really know it was it gave me that much hit.
But I would think like I don't. My gut feeling says it's not worth going for hit cap on the offhand.
Right.
Like just like on warrior, like warrior have the whole heroic strike bug, but I don't think on rogues and vanilla you also don't go for 24% hit.
No, you can't, even if you wanted to.
Yeah, and I think it's the same with shamans. I think it's just better to like once you have the 9%, like you have the soft cap, you just go for damage. So that is why I would think like most guides would say like go all the way down for for dual wield, and then you go into elemental, basically to get the magma, the call of flame totem.
Yeah.
For the because I think you use fire nova totem a lot on the shaman. Like, that's probably the highest DPS I think I saw somebody say.
Yeah. So for highest DPS as enhancement shaman, you totem twist in between fire nova and searing. That's really like min-maxing it.
Yeah, but I think searing gives so little damage while that's up that it's basically not worth it. Like it maybe shoots 2 or 3 times, something like that, and then spend a lot of mana on it. So I think you would go into do that, and let's say a bottle more shocks. You probably take the elemental focus, that's 1 free talent. And then you put some point in this one, and then you put 2 points in improve fire nova totems. And yeah, you can do elemental devastation, but I think I talked with a shaman.
Not worth. No, it's not worth.
Yeah.
I mean, it's nice when it procs, but it doesn't really proc enough to justify it.
Yeah, the problem is that TPC don't have world buffs.
Right.
Because in vanilla, I saw a shaman talk about like in Molten Core, it was actually better in vanilla shaman to not go for Storm Strike, leave out that 1 talent and go into the elemental tree and get elemental fury to get the double damage on crits, spell crits.
Yeah.
Simply because when you have 18% spell crit from well buffs, like every 5th shock crits, and like Storm Strike has what is it, like 20-second cooldown, and shocks has 5 seconds cooldown. So like you just get a lot of crits, and those crits can hit double, and yeah, you get 18% spell crit. And in Molten Core, all mages are frost, so that's another 10%. So you actually have 28% frost crit. So every 3rd spell, basically, 4th to 3rd spell will crit you. So that's also why Elemental Devastation is so good. But I guess yeah, once you hit TPC, there's no well buffs. Mages are not frost in raids. So you don't get that interaction. So and sadly, it's only in I think it's rather Lich King when they just turn crit and hit into one stat that affect both melee and spell equally. So like hybrid classes can really shine.
Yeah, I think I was reading somewhere that the best enhancement shaman in TBC is the hybrid of melee and elemental.
Yeah, there is something there because, like, as we've talked about, the like you remember the high warlord weapons. The high warlord weapons are, I would say, supposed to be main hand weapons, but for some reason, like all of them are just coded as one-handed weapons, which is like it's fine. It doesn't really matter. But the thing is, shamans can suddenly dual wield 2 of the healing maces to get like plus 400 healing on their weapons, and then enchant them for 500. And the same with the spell power dagger. You can dual wield the spell power daggers. So there is some spec where you do that, where you because you can dual wield, you find spell weapons that are one-handed and you dual wield them, and you can get a lot of spell power, and so you can do like this hybrid thing. but yeah, so you would be able to do the elemental devastation once you hit Wrath of Lich King, but then the problem is, not the problem, but in Wrath of Lich King they streamlined everything, so like suddenly your shocks scale with attack power, stuff like that, so you no longer need to like find hybrid items. Now you just need like get agility. Everything scales with that basically.
Right.
But that's off
I mean,
topic. Sorry.
No, it's interesting. I mean, one of the reasons I would join TBC was wanted to see how the game developed. What was in the mind of the developers when they made the changes that they did.
Yeah.
And for Shaman, for Paladin, it makes complete sense to me how they tried to make them a more viable, rounded class and
But
less pigeonholed.
It's kind of sad because Kevin Jordan, the lead class designer for both the vanilla and TBC, talked about how
What can I do for you?
like how he knew that the Retribution Paladin was the one that needed the most love, so he spent a lot of time on that. And then when you come and hit TBC, it's still just not really good enough. Like as a pure DPS class, like you still got the lay on hands, you still got the buffs, or the blessings, all that stuff. But like, unless you have like all the buffs and you have Wind Fury in your party, you're just dealing half damage of. It's not like Wind Fury, that's 10 or 20%. No, it's just half of your damage.
Yeah.
It's
I mean, I've seen Jay try to make it more viable, but I don't understand what about being a dev and any of that stuff.
no.
But the guy doesn't seem to know what he's doing.
No, Jay? No.
Yeah.
I don't think so either.
He applies all these fixes, and I have yet to see like any of them work.
Yeah, that's also what I feel like. It doesn't feel like it works, or he, what is it called, like, yeah, it doesn't work. So, by the way, you're on 1.12. What is that attack timer, swing timer you have?
This is a melee swing timer, but for some reason it's also applying like this for hunters.
Oh yeah, but what is the add-on named?
Oh, I can't remember.
Okay, doesn't matter then. You don't have to.
Oh no, you can't check here.
No. It's just I have another swing timer, and I just I was messing around with it, and I accidentally opened the source code for the swing timer, and I almost died. It's one of those cases. If it works, don't look in the kitchen.
Exactly.
It's just it broke all conventions of like what is good code and how should you structure your add-ons, and everything was just like yeeted out the window.
Oh gosh. All right, so we're now at 3 hides. I know there's 2 in my backpack, but there's another one in the bank.
Oh, nice.
Oh yeah, this is so sure. If the next round of spawns, if there's more panthers than tigers, it might be worth a look. There's also more tiger spawns here than I'm seeing on the map. That's another problem. I don't know all the spawns.
Yeah, sadly they are hidden in stealth.
I'll see. I see them from pretty far away. Let's see. There we go. Now, a big problem I have on my shaman is I can't find a slow weapon offhand.
Yeah.
Well, the Dragon Strike is great. It does tons of damage. It's fun, which is the most important thing. I think, it's fun to use it. It's fun to get haste boosts. But I've got an offhand dagger from Kara. I basically don't have another option.
I think, isn't it like Gruel or something that drops a crate?
I can't remember if it's Gruel. My problem with Gruel is that the only Gruel I've been able to join are pugs.
Yeah.
And the loot there, distribution is whack. It's pretty crazy.
Okay.
And lots of people refuse to do them because you have people taking loot that's only like a 2 DPS increase. and denying others, more significant.
Yeah, the problem with scrolls
Great.
is always like the Dragonspine trophy that everybody wants, and
Yeah.
always brings. Rule the Dragon Killer. Let me see what does he drop. I thought it was him that dropped something. No, he doesn't. I just remember seeing like one of the streamers doing. He had a shaman and he had like two. He had like a one-handed mace that wasn't unique, so he had just two of that one. You don't happen to have a dragon scale leatherworker, do you? Because I have all the stuff for the.
No. I've got a tribal and an elemental.
I asked around on the server, but it seems like it feels like I was the only dragon scale leatherworker on the server.
Dolly was. I remember Dolly had one. I don't know if he swapped out at some point, but for sure he had one. If I remember correctly.
Okay, then I might try to.
He was using it for his shaman, I think. I could be wrong.
I've been really contemplating like what proficiency I should go on Windcaller this time. Like of course I need like the problem with classic is you need engineering, so you can basically only pick one.
Yeah.
So after engineering, I was like, right now I just got skinning herbalism, and it's really nice having herbalism on your main character, because that means all the times you do a dungeon or run to and from a dungeon or run around, you just see, oh, there was one, there was a herb, so just pick it up, so you just naturally get all the herbs you need for all your potions. But I also know that I will be needing a lot of enchants, so I was actually thinking going engineering and then enchanting for a little bit.
Yeah.
Basically just be able to disenchant and get shards, and then after some time I would drop out of it. And then the big question is if I should go back to leatherworking to become dragon scale leatherworker again, which was pretty much dead for me most of the time, or if I should what was it called? Or if I should like go just stay on enchanting for the shards, or go back to herbalism and have easy exits to herbs.
I think on any private server, and I've learned this also now on TBC, mine is a blacksmith leatherworker to maximize my DPS and raids.
Mm.
Not having a herbalist is a nightmare. You have to have like an active herbalist which can reach all the areas that you need for materials. There's no choice.
Yeah, I didn't have a herbalist for the longest time, and just like I bought stuff from Liana's bank. Like Shard gave us all the defensives, and Liana's bank provided the offensives. Or I bought them with eels.
Happy to help.
Oh yeah, but now now I got herbalist on Solara. So what it basically comes down to is that do I want to have herbalism on my main so I can always pick up stuff, like because I probably will be playing Windcaller more than Solara once I hit 60. Or should I just go for like enchanting, because I will probably enter more dungeons with Windcaller and finding more stuff to disenchant than I will on Solara. Yeah, but also right now she's sitting with blacksmithing, and I was planning on going engineering on her, but if I'm not gonna raid on her, then I probably will just skip out on the engineering part.
It's definitely a downside from my setup is not having a disenchanter in dungeons. I don't dungeon much, but I'm always out of large brilliant shards.
Yeah.
I never have a healthy amount.
Yeah.
You can always buy, right? If you prefer, you can always get the gold and buy them from people that have a lot. Like Alvina usually has a ton of large brilliant shard because he does a lot of dungeons where there is an enchanter, right?
I just bought 8 from Alvina, and he's out because apparently he enchanted like all gloves in the world with 15 agility or something like that. Yeah, he said he enchanted gloves, and he enchanted plus healing and enchanted more crusader, so he was actually out of large brills.
Yeah, okay. I imagine there is a lot of people with a good stock. I do have a fair stock myself, right? But they are also being consumed for the wizard oil, the mana oil, and stuff like that. So.
I was right now for my. I think I got everything I need for my nature resistance set now. I only need actually should check out if I have the books. Maybe I don't have the books.
I'm definitely going dry on the hides. Like 15% is too generous.
Yeah, that's. Yeah, I think I'll like. It was nice to have leatherworking to be able to craft all the Sandstalker gear, but like soon enough we'll hit phase 6 and then like people will just go for the Bramblewood gear or stuff like that instead, or the Ironwind. So, and I think all the frost resistance gear is sadly not leatherworking. Like the leather gear is leatherworking, but the mail gear is blacksmithing because
Yeah.
there are no dragons in Extramus apparently. That's it's one of the things that I really like. Is so sad about with vanilla World of Warcraft is that like compared to Magesmith, Swordsmith, Axesmith, and Armorsmith, which are like mechanically themed, which they can always just add more recipes to. The
Yeah.
tribalistic, elementalistic on dragon scale, you can't add more to. Like when there's no more dragons, you can make more dragon scale leatherworking. And like after CG, like oh the CG is the last tribe. Like AQ isn't a tribe, so there isn't any more tribal leatherworking. And then elemental, well, thematically it's just that like after Molten Core, that's it for elementals. You're done.
Yeah.
Um, I think it's really sad that in that regard, I think leatherworking could really, it really needs like those end game stuff like um, Lionheart helmet, Titanic leggings that cost like 20 or 40 cured rock leather, also to bring the value. Like you have this salt shaker and 2 days cooldown, and like it feels like it wants to be Arcanite bars, but there's just like, oh, you need 2 for this one recipe and you'll never need it again. That's it. There is no item that requires 100 cured rocket leathers, so to bring the value of it up.
That's definitely how I feel about elemental leatherworking. I rushed it on the shaman because we needed the helmets for Ragnaros.
Yeah.
And no one else was doing it on the server. It was very small population. So the whole guild basically made an effort to get me the rep that I needed for Thorium Brotherhood.
Mhm.
And I could craft these helmets, and Shard asked me to keep my keep as elemental just in case we ever needed it. But after that, I get excited when someone wants something that's elemental leatherworking.
Yeah. Like I feel you. Like it felt really good being able to craft all the Sandstalker set for AQ because
Yeah,
people were like, oh, who can do it? Like, oh, it's me, and I was like the one guy on the server, but I really wasn't. It's just because people knew I could do it. Like as soon as I died, like Dolly just took over. Like he's also a leatherworker in some,
yeah,
I don't know which one, but he has some leatherworking, and the Sandstalker can be crafted by everybody, even though it's male gear. It's not limited to dragon skill because Sandstalkers are not dragons.
right.
So yeah, it's and then it's phase 6 come Bramblewood, and then you have double set of gear you can craft.
That's one change I really like about TBC is that picking your profession has a deep impact on your bind on pickup items that you can craft for yourself or your stats.
Yes, I also like that. I know a lot of people who dislike it because like
Why?
because you're basically telling there's a little of it in vanilla with the Bloodvine set that you can get the Bloodvine set, but in order to get the set bonus, you need to be tailoring, which means that
Uh-huh.
if you're a priest or warlock or mage, you have to be tailor. So it doesn't matter if you're a mage and you feel like, oh, I like to be mining and blacksmithing on my mage list. Like, too bad, you're gonna be a tailor. And if you're a warrior, you've
Yeah.
gotta be a blacksmith. And if you're, you know, If you're basically and then kind of the engineering thing kind of flips on the head in TPT where everybody had to be a leatherworker to get the drums.
Right.
But like if we look apart from that, like because all the items are bind on pickup and are tied to your profession, that means you have to be the profession. It's a little with like I think tailoring is the most egregious example in vanilla. You have the bloodwine set where you have to be tailoring, and you have the the 3 ropes, like the Truth Veil Investment, the Archmage ropes, and the Rope of the Void.
They just require to make it at least, right? And then you can actually drop the profession if you want.
Yeah. You can drop it, but you need to level it up to make it. But you're right, you can drop it. Well, Bloodwine requires you to keep it.
What is that bonus?
And so it's clear that Blizzard played around with this idea, and they wanted to lean more into it. Like I remember my druid in TPC, I was tailoring and enchanting on my druid, and people told me, "Oh, now I gotta be leatherworking." But luckily, like except for the drums, I didn't really need anything for my druid to be leatherworker. I could go around it.
I mean, it wasn't in Bank Crusader started with like Sunfire specialization for tailoring and stuff like that as well, right? For specific spell.
Yeah, you had
types of damage as well.
Like Frost Fire for Frost and Shadow, and then you had Sunfire for Fire and Arcane.
Arcane and Fire.
Yeah, so I actually built the Arcane set for my Boomkin. But like I know all the mages, the old raids. Why is it Frost and Shadow, and Fire and Arcane? Why isn't it Fire and Frost, and Shadow and Fire, and Arcane and Nature? But it's like because you have to make a choice. You can, if it was Shadow and Frost, sure, it was easy for all mages, and then if it was Fire and Shadow, that was easy for all warlocks. But the thing is, you gotta make a choice.
Since I've logged in, I've had a bunch of whispers for boosts. I don't know who these people are.
Fairy Snail, perhaps?
Probably because you're a hunter, and you can boost them in Marauding for Princess, I guess.
Well, I haven't tried yet. I still need lessons from Liana. We needed 8 Shadowcat, right?
Yeah, 8 Shadowcat. Oh, you got it
nice,
now.
good. Yeah.
Great.
Wasn't too bad.
Yeah, I almost got the full set from a Scarlet Monastery. So soon enough I will get plus 15 attack power against undeads. This will be crazy.
So, just so I understand correctly, I have the Dragon Strike now.
Yeah.
And I have a good amount of mats to, I can cover most of a second, except for a few of the... He doesn't even know that I'm Doka. So if I can't... Will I be able to use Dragon Strike once I drop blacksmithing?
No, it says Dragon. Let's see, Dragon Strike, Master Hammersmith, Master. No, you need to keep blacksmithing to keep using Dragon Strike.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So let's see where you can get some good damaging things.
So the offhand in I don't do Tempest Keep. I can only raid once a week, realistically. Even that is sometimes a challenge. So the offhand in Tempest Keep is pretty much promised to Troll Hunter.
Okay, let me just see here. So we got Brutal Gladiator. There is a one-handed mace called Runic Hammer. And then a switch. Yeah, this is Black Temple. Okay, so you won't get that one. And this is Black Temple as well. And this has chance on hit to gain 10 energy or 5 rage. That's a scam. but that is
Yeah.
that's Tempest Keep. So Rod of the Sun King is probably your only option right now for one-handed maces.
Yeah, that's the one that's promised for Troll. Because he's not a blacksmith, he doesn't have
A looting game, and we'll go again.
Okay.
Oh, you're doing the Anna, sorry.
No, you guys keep going. I just joined to listen in. I'm boasting Windcaller in Scarlet Armory.
Windcaller's busy today.
Yeah, it's
He is being power run, and power running by himself, of course, as well.
For fuck's sake. I don't have the recipe. I've got to go to Strangleform Vale to pick it up.
yeah. Yes. So what do we have here? We have a Netherbane. That is from Tempest Keep. Okay. I guess you can go for that one. It's 2.6 speed. It's from Allah.
Can you give me leadership?
Oh yeah, sorry. Yeah, of course. Oh, I need to click you. Promote.
Okay, it's a reset. Thank you.
Okay. Mages of Terrace, you don't have access to yet. Suljin, do you have access to the Troll Suleiman raid yet?
No, it's just phase 2.
Okay, so you can get that. There is a one-handed mace if you're a Thrall or Exalted with the like. Oh, it's defense rating. I don't want that. Sorry. Supremus, Brutalizer, Rising Tide, Black Temple, Fell Edge. So there is an axe 2.2 speed hit and crit rating from Blacksmith. You can get that.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
And then there is basically the Netherbane from Allah. That's your, or else you got a PvP for it. But I don't think the server has any PvP at all.
It started a bit, but I'm not going. I don't have the time to do that. I don't even know how to do it on TBC anyway.
And I'm curious, Doka. Are you playing on like a TBC private server, or
Yeah,
are you playing on the Blizzard?
No, I would never play on Blizzard. Basically, I almost died on Dokashock just doing normal farming or for herbs, and my conclusion was that this, I've got too much going on. I need to do some things where I'm not going to risk my character so permanently. So I decided I'll take a bit of a break after Cthulhu. And I think Windcaller was the one who was talking about the TBC server that he tried. So I said I'll try it out of curiosity to see what it's like.
Yeah.
So it's a private server. Yeah, Wind, you know about it more than I do.
Yeah, it's just like I recall it. Like you said, like you wanted to try TBC because you've never done it, and so like, well, I'm playing this one. This is the only one. Like there's probably 10 others, but like, you can try this one. And it's let's just say the server is an experience.
I've had some interesting experiences, that's for sure. Like,
How would you say that?
Just,
I mean,
the guy running the server, like it's just like Neo. It's a one guy doing everything.
Is it Gunme?
I know he's called in Discord. He's called Captain J Solo.
Okay.
But like he's one guy and he's he does a lot of updates saying I fixed this and then it doesn't work, and he's super emotional. Like unless you praise him on Discord, he just tells you to fuck off and talks childish back at people and like it's kind of insane.
I haven't had to engage with him, but all I can say is that every fix that he said that he's put hasn't worked. It really made me appreciate New. Like New has done such a fantastic job. He really highlights it with how incompetent he is.
Yeah. And there we go, level up.
Congrats.
Thank you.
Yeah,
You
I'll show
got-
you in a second, Quasi. I'm just helping Windcaller with a leather working pattern.
I got attacked while bike riding yesterday.
Attacked by what?
Not humans, at least. Not humans. There's a bird called the Kria,
Oh, this sounds
and I
amazing.
googled it. It's called like I think in English it's called like the Arctic tern.
Yeah,
Tern.
Arctic tern. It's a famous bird.
Anyways, I was last night I went for a like 90-minute bike ride, and I was taking this like coastal route to the next town. And I don't know, there was like a part of the road where it was like super close to the ocean. And there were like a million birds just chilling. And then they were like, this is our territory. And then like the Terrans took it super fucking personally and started fucking bomb diving me and fucking shitting on me.
But what are
Like
you
they
doing
actually
in
hit
that
5
territory?
times.
What are you doing in that territory?
Spike rating. Getting my cardio in.
It sounds like you were
should do that elsewhere, man.
exactly. It's none of your business what these birds are
And
doing.
then, right when I fucking left the Terran territory, there were the geese. And the geese, you know, the baby geese are kind of big at this point in the summer. I think they're usually born in like May. So the baby geese are like 2 months old. So they're not like baby geese. But the geese dads were super fucking mad yesterday. Like when I was going past them, they were fucking like hissing. Like there were like 2 different geese families.
Geese are nasty. Where I did my bachelor's degree, there's geese all over campus, and they're like crime gangs. They gang up on you,
Mm,
hissing and snapping.
I used to experience that once as a kid. But for the most part, I don't. For the most part, I think geese are really chill. At least the geese here. But Doka, what did you do your bachelor's in?
Criminology.
Criminology.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And are you then like working on like with police or what?
No, fuck the police. It's more like international crimes, human rights violations, war crime. Basically state crimes. Most of my focus.
There's a lot of those in that area.
Yeah, it's very fitting, for sure. I talked to Shard a bit about this because during the genocide in Gaza, it was my job to document it for the United Nations. The reason I joined World of Warcraft is so I could do something that didn't involve like the horrors of reality, of humanity.
Mm-hmm.
This was
Yeah.
this is my escape.
I mean, the name doesn't fit right. World of Warcraft.
Yeah, but now I'm not like a human rights documenter here. I have an
No,
axe.
you're just witnessing the
A
horrors
sword.
of Cthulhu making all the warlocks go mad and die and suicide and everything.
Oh my goodness.
Like, did you live in Gaza when you first started here or what?
No, I live in Jerusalem. I was supposed to go to Gaza for work right before the whole attack started.
Yeah,
If I
before
were
like
to
the
go-
October 7th or whatever.
Exactly. I was supposed to go 5 days after, so like the 12th or 11th of October, I was supposed to go to Gaza. Pretty
That's
bad.
like, I think they ran out of journalists to kill Israel.
And they go back to, mothers and children.
Yeah, the usual suspects.
That's actually how Maple got banned from his server. He was making dead Palestinian children jokes. And so I just screenshotted it all and sent it to Neo. You
Good.
deal with this. I don't want to deal with this guy.
He was a fucking weird dude.
Super. I'll
I
tell you
think-
what. So because I've done now a few raids on TPC with non-hardcore players, like we have some pretty good raiding skills. These
You have
people
to
don't-
write in hardcore, else we die. They can be
Like-
sloppy and be more relaxed about everything.
They're so sloppy and they're so. I'm not talking about like min-maxing damage. I'm just talking about really basics.
They don't
Really?
take risks, right? We are taking risk every time we do something.
But it is also like top down, like so. There is like for the leaders of the softcore guilds, like if the leader is just like whatever, let's just do whatever, no preparation, don't plan ahead. It's gonna be fucking a weird run. Like even if you have like good players, it's not gonna be a great run. And also just the players doing the roles, and then it isn't sloppy. But there are like good guilds and bad guilds in anything.
Yeah.
There are also like on the official servers when there are 1 million players. Also in hardcore, like there were so many guilds that just like try to raid and then they just get hit by the fucking reality check and they just like fail and wipe and quit. And those that keep going, they are good.
And to be fair, not everyone has a PTR server to practice everything. Without it, we would have been very dead here as well.
A big difference, say, on this TPC server is if you're not part of a proper raiding guild, you don't have the ability to raid outside of pugs, which are always a mess and always like, yeah, always issues around loot drama and no shows and everything.
There was a system on the Blizzard servers and there was also private servers called the GDKP. So our loot system, the heat, is essentially the DKP, the Dragon Kill system. Like you join a raid, you get attendance, you get an item, you get heat, and it is just like a ratio between how many items you got and how many times you showed up. But like usually those systems are like a little bit more complicated, and there's like DK. Like if you don't need on an item, you would effectively like lose attendance. But with gold DKP, there is like a pot. So it is just like maybe like 50% like a core group, not necessarily a guild, but it is just like a rating group, and then like 50% pug. The pugs need to somewhat pull their weight, but when an item drops, there's just like an auction for it, like a gold auction for it.
Yeah.
And
Raided
those
like
that
that in Classic.
So it's a bidding war, basically.
it's a bidding war, and then at the end of the raid, like maybe the dude organizing it maybe takes like a 5% cut or 2% cut of the self as a 10% cut, and then those that actually pull their weight and damage get like 2% each, like 3% each, and then the people that are only for the items, like they get no cut. And then so people that like are almost this and like are really good at the game, they will be getting like maybe 2,000 gold, 3,000 gold run.
Oh.
And the players that aren't putting their weight, they are getting the items, so then it like motivates everybody to join. And often it would also be like, if you are like not a buyer, if you are like a raider, you get like maybe priority on like the big items.
Does it work?
Like sometimes they put like pre-sell some items, like if a Thunder Fury binding drops, you can buy it for like 50,000.
They need to sort of build a community, right? In Classic, we had people always organizing at certain days and times, and you had a lot of regulars showing up to those gold bid runs, and it would improve the efficiency. I played AK-40 with a gold bid run. That is the highest I've been in gold runs. And it was very nice seeing if you didn't get any loot right, you still got the gold that was handed out at the end.
I'll give you an example. We're doing Karazhan, and there's one boss where there's one pretty serious mechanic where he casts the spell on the melee. The only thing you have to do is not move. That's the only instruction that you need to follow. And in 80% of the raids I've done so far, there's always some druid jumping up and down, wiping everybody because they're not paying attention or they're, I don't know. It just wouldn't really happen with us. You could have one person who, loses concentration, but it wouldn't be that consistent.
Everyone is more on edge, as mentioned. There is a lot more things to lose. If you fuck up. Yeah.
Alright, where is this guy, Windcaller?
So three days without the bandit. This is a good role, Liana. He's gonna get bored and quit.
Where's the
I
bandit?
don't think so, but we can lock him out from the market, right?
So me, Liana, and Calamite have the mafia on Termus the Devourer. Like, we are the one who killed him. And then recently somebody started stealing our Termus.
How dare they?
You wanna see something silly? So you summoned me yesterday, Dokkan. Do you wanna see something fucking silly?
Oh dear. Oh, hang on. Daughter's woken up. I'll be back in a sec.
Quasi, which reminds me, did I tell you that I will probably have a lot of time to keep raiding for foreseeable future.
To keep rating, okay?
Yeah. As in no drastic life changes like moving in together and stuff like that, right?
Mm-hmm.
Alright, I'm back.
Jesus
What are you saying, Quasi?
I was saying, I was mentioning like the leveling spot.
Oh yeah, the demon area?
It's fucking... It's like so stupid, it's so good.
It's not that dense, right? The spawns? I don't remember.
Not exactly, but I have like a route. I'm streaming on Discord.
Windcaller, you have the same name for the shaman, right? I'm just about to send the gloves.
Yes.
Okay. Alright, sending them now.
So it doesn't matter if they're like, I just one-shot them.
It's
Because
crazy.
I still need to like loot them so they respawn quicker, which is like some time loss.
What's the weapon you're using?
It's the pacifier, it's like a level
32.
Yeah.
Then it's a really nice weapon. That's crazy.
I think if you like calculate kills per hour, it's like 500 or something.
You don't need to heal it. You don't need anything.
No.
I mean, the terrain's a bit annoying, but other than that, it's really solid.
That's why I have. I was like, I meant to put them on and not use them here, but I have goblin. So like this, it's like this kill, and then I need to run for 10 seconds, and then I usually have the goblin rocket boots ready.
Yeah. It's not like you need boots with more damage or sustain.
I have the boots of avoidance. But yeah, it's like straight up just kill, 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 kill. There's very little downtime. But I'm killing almost everything in every 5 minutes, except for the temple for the quest that has like the annoying NPCs that have like Frost Nova.
Yeah.
That's actually where the last warrior died.
Where's your weapon now? Or does it just not appear on the screen? Waitstone or whatever.
I don't have it.
You're
I'm
missing out
slacking
on
now.
damage, Quasi.
I know. Yeah. A funny thing, if you actually give somebody... No, I'm actually not gonna say anything with Windcaller in the chat.
Snitch.
Which reminds me, Wingcaller.
Yes.
Whenever I'm logging in after getting the like client and the WoW HE add-on updated,
Well,
I'm getting like the spam like you can't write a message for 10 seconds, you've been speaking too much. Is that something that you know anything about?
You can what?
So whenever I log
I
in,
get the same
I
thing.
get the error message that I have spammed, I've been writing too much, that I can't write anything else for like 10 seconds.
Oh.
I'm locked out in the chat.
That's.
Is that anything you know of or heard of?
That might be. It might be something. Because like the add-on has like various like event triggers. Like say, oh, when this event fires, like send this command to the server. And some events, like for instance, like when you open your quest log, stuff like that, some events are like triggered 10 times, like crazy amount of times. So this might be a thing. Like I haven't had any issues with it, but like I also like load 50 add-ons. So when I finally log in, like I've probably been standing still in the world for 20 seconds, something like that.
I mean, it's not a huge thing either way. I haven't even bothered to report it right because I don't need to write the first 10 seconds of logging in.
But it sounds like some of the messages that the add-on sends out might be something that spams too much.
Yeah, it might be. I would just imagine it was like communication in hidden channels. For the looking for group things, I don't know how that is scripted to work. So that was my guess. I don't have any space, you can take all the items. I'll just take the blue item and Herald disenchant items.
Quasi, do you need the shaman for Sunday?
Do I?
We need shamans for AK-40, right? If we're doing Oro-ish after Twins Trash or whatever,
no
the
shamans have signed up.
Yeah,
The
because
Anubisath. The Anubisath guys, we like to have the totems as well on and whatnot, right? So
the question is, what is like the...
maybe. Probably, if we have like the core of her strength, right? All the good players and everything, but the amount of healers might be a bit scary, to be honest, with those numbers.
Well, I would always say I want to have 12 healers with 40 people. If you have the same ratio, it's 6 healers for 20 man.
Not all sources of damage, I don't know. There is not that many to heal, right? But we still have to have healers on the tanks, we still have to have healers on the raid, and be able to react if there is something going
The
wrong.
biggest issue I see is if we do Sartura, there's 1 mage and 2 warlocks.
It's really rough.
And then we would have 7 warriors just like holding a raid boss while fucking 3 players DPS it down for like 3 minutes.
Clan and I can do a lot of damage there, but
So you've
we
got
don't have to carry all the other DPS, right? Not all of the ranger does a lot of damage either. It's a reset, you can enter.
if you
And I usually pull 1.2-ish K DPS over that fight. Oh, we
If you-
locked.
if you have the paladins
Already?
and rogues coordinate
Do
their
5 rounds.
stuns, melee can do a lot of damage on Sartura.
We have 5 tanks and 3 extra DPS warriors. 2 of those would be goalkeeping. So there would be 3 rogues and 1 DPS warrior with the current signups.
What do you want me to sign up as? This is basically what I'm asking. You want me to
I
come
would,
on?
I would say
Smash?
shaman.
Alright.
I'll make some team
So-
on winning.
Well, just shaman just makes everything good in AQ40.
I mean, my assumption is that Jakob will come as well.
Yeah.
Then you have to.
But yeah, like for the... Like in the beginning, like before the bug trio, you always need 2 shamans for the
The grounding. Yeah.
grounding, because like the skull and cross, like they both mind control the tank on pull. And then like Viscudus, we're not gonna do Viscudus, but Viscudus is a shaman fight basically. Same in Naxxaramas, you need fucking million shamans for the spiders. I don't think we would do Oro, but we could. Like when I looked at the video, or like the recording of the last AQ40, I think it only took us an hour from like entering to or like 50 minutes from entering to killing twin amps, and like 40 minutes of killing the fucking trash after the twins. It was so nasty.
Yeah.
I think maybe just going to twins is cozy.
You can really, you really get why they put a teleporter in after twin M's, because like the game was designed around like you do up to twin M's one evening and then you do the rest the next evening.
Yeah. It is like we could do it quicker if we just pull. We could do it quicker, but we are doing it safely.
Well, I
You
think,
do not
like,
mess around in AK40 after all, right?
trash after twin M's. I've seen a lot of people go down to both before and after. Like I've seen a lot of people like getting like double cleaved by the Saturas and just like whoop down to no HP. So
I
Only lost a
mean,
bit of
what
people
people
on
should
AK40.
do. What people should do, like when we had the 4, like I told all the melee DPS to use a stone shield potion, and that does wonders.
yeah,
Sure, it's expensive, but like I think every melee DPS should just have a couple of those and use them for the Sartura and the spinners, the flappies.
You've got to tell people to get it before then, because I can guarantee that the majority of them are not going to bring it with them.
The warriors should have it, and like when we did it the last time, we just traded the rogues the potions.
I remember I did not have it when I like right after my maternity when I came back. Like I got the drop to very low HP, so I did not have it at that point. But now I got a herbalist, so I can just get all the stuff crafted beforehand.
It is, yeah, but it is expensive because it is 3 stone scale eagles for 2-minute potion.
Oof. Yeah, okay, that's
Yeah, it's very expensive.
So the guild bank, like, so I've been fucking capitalism maxing on the server, like selling for the guild bank. I'm selling batteries from the guild bank to get gold, and also to supply the server with batteries. And I've also been selling the tier 1 pieces where we have extras of. And I think the guild bank has between 4,000 and 5,000 gold right now. And that is after buying roughly 1,000 stone scale eels a week.
But didn't
Who's
Hurry send like enough stone scale eels for a lifetime?
No, he sent I think 500 or 1,000. So
shame
right
that
now
guy couldn't keep his mental.
he could not keep his mental. No.
Yeah.
Actually, right now I just bought 181 eels.
Who's farming lotuses right now, Quasi? Because I'm on semi break.
I think nobody.
Whenever I run around the world and I see a lotus, I pick it up and send it over. So I think I've maybe sent over 5. That's kind of it.
Yeah. Like when
Isn't...
I was
I've
farming.
I
Oh,
mean, you have been
dude.
farming them, Grob has been farming them, Doc has been farming them. Who else is the big contributor to lotuses? Or is it just you three?
This. So I stopped farming Black Lotus the day Shout quit. So that was 6 months ago. I've picked a hand. I could
I've
count.
had you run and get a few lotuses, but maybe just...
So the guild bank has like 92 Black Lotus, but it's not like we're running out of
AFK for a
flasks.
bit. I need to pump up a kiddie pool for the kids when they get home.
Go ahead, win for that. We'll get locked out from the next ID either way, even if we get in now, so take your time.
There's 230 Titans in the guild bank and 113 Petries. And like we have like thousands of eels, thousands of grams blood, and like currently like the Black Lotus is the limiting factor. But it's not like we're running out of flasks.
Right, well, I mean, you let me know and I can release some, keep things going if you need.
Mm-hmm. Well, now I think it's
So
time to
get
craft
farming a few Black Lotus
300
as well.
Stansky deals.
I mean, that's not too much, right? Just FK while you make dinner or whatever and you craft it ASAP. Or in a second tab while you do something else.
I need to check if my gym has been fixed, if the maintenance is over.
I do need to hit up the gym today as well.
I just refuse to go to the gym if there's no shower and no sauna.
I always shower at home, but my gym is like 5 minutes away from me, right? And there is no sauna in it, so that would never be an option to even do. But in my case, it's rather nice and comfy outside, right? I just go out in my training cloth, I go to the gym, I check in, I train, I go home and shower. And collapse on the bed or whatever
Well,
afterwards.
it depends on like what I do, but if I do like the compound movements, like dude, I'm dripping wet.
Yeah, I mean, if I've been running 5 kilometers at the gym, I mean, you could really wring the sweat out of my shirt at that point.
Don't you live in cold countries? What's all this
Yes.
sweat?
Sweden is not cold. It depends on where you live in Sweden, though.
Define not cold, Diana.
So currently we have, let's see, I think we have 24 degrees and we are getting 30 degrees next week. Where I live in Sweden, because Sweden is a rather long country, right? In the north it's way cooler than in the south. 24 degrees now. No sun.
See what it is now in Jerusalem. Right now it's not hot at all, though. See.
Yeah. But you guys get up to 40 degrees or something, right?
At its height we get 40 plus. So
Yeah.
today, yeah, this week is about 28, 29, which is pretty good.
And during heat waves we have roughly 34 where I live in Sweden. We are getting 30 degrees next week when I'm on the hike. I will not enjoy the heat. That is very hot.
Is it the case that the sun is also more intense or something? I think I remember someone explaining this to me, that the sun is more intense further north, so even 30 degrees is misleading.
I don't know. I mean, no matter if it's cold or hot, the sun radiation is there always, right? And if there is
Yeah.
snow, it reflects back on you all the ultraviolet light, so it burns way faster than you expect to. So if you want to get a tan, sit in your chair, undressed, in the middle of the snow, right? And it will reflect all of the fucking light back to you.
Ah, I hadn't thought of that. I think the hottest I've had here is it 48?
Oh,
Something
Jesus
like that.
Christ, I would melt.
But keep in mind, like, I have a Mediterranean climate, not like desert. It's Mediterranean. But that is like you step out into the sun and you feel like the sun is pushing you down to the ground. Very oppressive for sure.
Yep.
Like in
would-
Iceland, no, I don't think the sun is more intensive. And if anything, I think like in the summer, like when the sun sets, but it is like the sun just doesn't leave. Like the sun, it technically goes beyond the horizon, but like just barely, and not enough to actually lose the light. So there is always light.
Yeah.
But like, so yesterday when I went to sleep at like 4 a.m., because I'm underemployed, I was playing, I was duo shaman with Murasame. Anyways, I went to sleep too fucking late, like 4 a.m. It was like a shade. Like I could still like play football outside. I could still play golf. I could still do anything. I could make out anything. It was just like slightly less sun, but still sun.
The midnight sun, so to say. Never goes dark for you as well, right? It's the same in the north part of Sweden.
And then, but like as for the temperature, I think, isn't it more humidity that is deciding how the 30 degrees feel? Like if you have a dry air, it's not that bad, but if you have like 80% humidity and 30 degrees, it will feel like 50
Way
degrees
hotter.
or 40.
Yeah, heat transfers a lot better through moisture than air.
Yeah, it's
So
a better conductor.
Jerusalem is on top of a hill, so we have very good dry heat. But if you go anywhere else near the coast, it's a different story. One of my favorite Sweden stories that we had is I took a group of people from Sweden to the desert on a desert camel trip. They joined us. One of the girls there, she's one of these, I understand nature and other people's climates better than the locals do. I'm a yoga instructor that knows everything there is to know about desert, and she wasn't covering herself properly in the desert.
Oh, wow.
It's counterintuitive to a lot of Western people. This is why a lot of like Arab countries, everybody's covered.
Yeah, head to toe. You basically just show the eyes, right, to protect yourself.
I mean, not that extreme, but if you wear the right type of garment with covering,
Long robes and whatnot.
you are cooler. And she wouldn't listen. She wouldn't listen. So I said, all right, let her find out. And she had both heat stroke and dehydration at the same time, which is like, how do I describe this? It's only happened to me like once. It's like your body's being attacked with heat and chills at the same time.
You let her cook.
I'm not going to force her to dress differently. I gave her the best advice I could.
And isn't it that like wait, isn't it like, and white garments are like receive less heat than black garment or something?
Yeah, so black garments they can it also depends on the material, but black pigments generally like retain heat more, or I don't know the exact science. But that's not going to be like different. Like once you're out in the desert, that's not going to be the thing that makes the difference. It's going to be how well you're covering yourself and how light the material is.
Sorry, I'm kind of ignorant, but like, what is the reasoning for covering yourself?
The sun, the heat, both directly from the sun rays themselves, and then Liana used the example with snow, but it also bounces off sand as well.
Mhm.
So covering yourself with the right clothing allows your body to cool itself better than having direct heat on the skin. So again, a lot of Western people want to take clothes off because they feel hot. It's wrong. Same with covering the head. You need a head covering for the desert as well. So and, there's specific foods that you eat in the desert that help your body balance itself out. So people will like chug tons of water, and of course you do need to drink a lot of water, but you need to balance it with like nuts and dates, slices of oranges, different things to allow your body to get some solid fats and sugars and minerals. Because you're losing a lot. Like the worst thing you can do is go out to the desert and eat a lot of junk food and snacks and sweets, things like this. When I was younger, I did more trips in the desert. Now, not so much.
We have a desert here, but it's not like a fun camel desert.
I think I've read a bit about Icelandic deserts that are killing the ecosystem. Like they're spreading desert, right?
There is an issue of so in the center of Iceland, it is completely uninhabitable. It's unfarmable. It's just like wild sand land. But like imagine like not like brown sand. It is like black sand where it's like tiny stones, and there is no vegetation, so everything is just loose, and nothing grows. Like it's more dead. I think it's like the most dead desert in the world because there's nothing in it.
Yeah.
And have you heard of the plant called the lupina, the lupine?
Yes.
So it has been in Iceland for I think like maybe 70 years at this point, maybe 50 years. So it's like a super aggressive territorial plant that just like spreads like fucking wildfire, and it is like almost like intensely purple. So there is I'll take a photo on my phone real quick. Give me 20 seconds.
There's I don't know if you can still hear me, Quasi. There's a rewilding organization that I'm a member of, like that I support financially. And one of the projects they have is dealing with these plants and deserts in Iceland.
Yeah. So okay, I'll just send you on Discord. So there's like a little mountain close to my house. That is from like I can see through my window. So you see it's like, okay, there's the photo. You see it's like partially green, and then it's like kind of blue. There's like a blue-purple hue on top of it. Like half of the mountain is covered by lupine currently.
Yeah. There's a similar, like a similar type of plant in Europe, which is very pink, and it just made its way to the Middle East as well. It's invasive and aggressive, and it just outcompetes with the local species.
But yeah, what this lupine is doing, so it's really good at preparing the ground. It is like what was like the sci-fi term, like when you turn like like an old world into like a new world. Oh fuck. But it is preparing the ground, the soil, the dirt for life in the future. Like currently it will kill the plants and flowers and things that grow currently, but it will prepare like root the soil. And like when the soil is rooted, the lupine will stop growing there and just move on. It's always moving, but like when the ground is good and healthy, the lupine doesn't take hold anymore.
I've got to be honest, Quasi, Iceland already sounds like it's a sci-fi country where you've got volcanoes and deserts and geysers and lupines naturally tilling the ground for you. Already sounds pretty outworldish.
So funny thing. Geysers. There is like a geyser called geyser, and that's where the word geyser or geyser comes from.
Like the British slang geezer?
Yeah.
Huh.
And this is like named after a single geyser.
I'm gonna head off, as we're still locked out. I'll see you guys.
So yeah, and I
Siliana.
guess like if you translate geyser, it means like to gust.
It translates as what, sorry?
To like, I don't know, like erupt or like to gust.
I see.
Yes. I don't know, it's just neat, it's just normal to me, but
Iceland sounds cool. That's all I have to say.
geologically, like volcanoes are just annoying, man. It's no, somebody actually took the Black Lotus, I think. Yeah. So
If it's from
currently,
winter spring, I took it.
yeah, there is currently in the capital area of Iceland. The volcano here was inactive for 1,000 years, and then like 5 years ago there were some fucking massive earthquakes. Like not like massive in terms of like Venezuelan earthquakes, but like I don't know, maybe like 4.0 on the Richter scale. And then some fucking volcano woke up. And now every year there are between like 1 and 2 volcano eruptions on the capital area.
And then like how serious is it with your annual like eruption? Is it like, oh, I can't go to work for 2 weeks, or like what's the range?
It's like further west in the peninsula. So it's the capital city and like the towns in the capital area are mostly unaffected. But like some fishing villages a little bit further away are completely fucked.
Yeah.
Some people have died, and those fishing villages were like that are completely like right on top of the volcano, like they are just abandoned. Like those people are refugees.
I feel like if I'm gonna die, I would rather it be from a volcano or a similar natural disaster than the current threats to my area.
Yeah.
Like I'd have more peace with the volcano. It still sucks, but
All deaths from volcanoes are kinda they're like slow deaths. Like it's not instant. Like sometimes it's instant. Like sometimes the ground is just loose and something just opens up, like a fucking chasm opens up, like a cave opens up underneath you, and then you just get like fucking buried instantly in like 1,000 tons of stones.
that's nuts.
That's one type of death. And another is like if there's a volcano around your house and then you just get locked in and then you just like slowly like suffocate or whatever.
Yeah, that's what I thought was the main cause, was like smoke and ash just basically cutting off everything.
So we kind of know like there are like specialists like looking into the magma underground and the basically the underground like rivers of magma, which is like the lava underground, and like the magma chambers. So we kind of know like currently the magma chamber is more filled right now than for the last few eruptions.
Oh, so it's going to be like the next one's going to be a big one, is what they're saying.
The next one is going to be bigger than the last one, and it can also happen at any moment.
Right.
So fucking at a random time, the ground is gonna split in half, and there's gonna be a new mountain, basically.
That's nuts. It's really hard to get your head around something like that. There's nothing you can do, right? Like there's no way you can
So-
mitigate that.
To some extent, so there's actually a really big power plant close to where these volcanoes are, because like the power plants, so our power comes from hot water in the ground. So we have harnessed nature to produce electricity for us, and we have hot water going through these turbines to create electricity. So like one thing, you can kind of create like a sand wall and try to create like channels and like kind of try to move the lava flow in a certain way, like take it around this, or like, you know, avoid the like big road to the airport, avoid the tourist attraction. This is actually kind of funny. There's like a really big power plant next to the capital area, and there is have you heard of the Blue Lagoon?
Yes.
So that is kind of like a tourist attraction. It is like some like super mineral rich blue water that is actually it's wastewater from the power plant.
That I didn't know. I've seen like because my brothers went to Iceland a number of years ago, so I got to see some of the attraction sites that they went to or different things to see, and the Blue Lagoon was one of the top ones. Didn't know it was wastewater though.
One man's junk is another man's treasure.
Exactly.
It's like super rich in like some certain minerals and like silica. It's really cool. It's also like just like originally it was just like fucking like a dump, and then somebody like just took a bath in it. They're like, oh, I feel so good, and just made like, you know, started a business like just like the Blue Lagoon.
Hey,
It's-
you
it's-
might listen. We do the same here with holy water and holy oil and holy stones and holy this and holy that. You might as well use your waste lagoon.
Yeah. So the Blue Lagoon is basically right next to where the current like volcano is. And another thing, like, so also, like the power stations where they get the electricity from like the water turbines, there's actually a really interesting smell around those. Can you guess how the smell is close to the power stations?
Is it supposed to be like sulfuric smell?
Yeah, it's sulfuric.
Yeah.
So it's like a mix of like rotten eggs and like farts.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. I've been next
And
to
also,
sulfur factories before. It's nasty.
yeah.
Is this far from where you live?
I mean, if I would drive to the Blue Lagoon, I would. Like, from the edge of the city, it probably takes me 25 minutes to drive there. But it might take me a while to drive through the city and then to it.
Yeah. But it's close. It's geographically close. So you're not so far from this volcano line.
No. But it is not directly in line with the city, so we are not in any danger currently, but we might be in danger in 100 years.
I see.
But like another horrible thing about the volcanoes is just the air pollution.
Right.
You just pray that the wind goes in the opposite direction.
You don't get a house full of ash.
Sometimes it just depends on the type of volcano. Like sometimes there are like the explosive volcanoes. Like I think we had like an eruption around like 2010, maybe like around the financial crisis, where there was so much ash that
Tiki.
there was so much ash like in that volcano eruption that we like basically we kind of like blocked all air traffic through the entire Europe. Nobody could fly anywhere because of the ash.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
But it's not.
It's huge.
But not every volcano has like ash. Some just have like fumes.
Yeah. Huh. Sorry, I didn't mute myself. I'm just trying to wake up my toddler,
Mm.
who is already overslept. So we're in for a long evening, unfortunately. That's really nuts. I mean, we're trying to mitigate the risk we had during the war with Iran, because basically the government's mitigation steps increased the chances that we were going to get hurt in Jerusalem, because they weren't firing any missiles at the Jerusalem area, or very few. So the interceptions of ballistic missiles created this mushroom of shrapnel that fell in a huge radius across multiple cities. So like all the issues we had in my neighborhood were not from the rockets themselves, as in falling and hitting a target, but from being intercepted. So arguably, you could say that civilian lives are more in danger as a result of attempts to intercept rockets, as most of them, not all of course, but most of them are targeting military facilities.
Wait, so is it
kind of nuts.
so you like are you? I'm a little bit ignorant about this as well, but like so like how or like where Jerusalem is like.
It's bang in the center of the map, and so most of
Like,
the rockets.
are you within the Iron Dome?
The whole country is within the. So the way ballistic missiles work is that they're so high over the sky that they're only intercepted once they come down to a certain level. And the Iron Dome covers every major area in the States. The issue was that, first of all, Iron Dome is not always effective against ballistic missiles, because they're literally firing these things up to like space. And they run out of munition really quickly as well. So like the first few weeks of the war, loads was being intercepted, and then they just had to start letting missiles through, essentially. And then they used more advanced missiles, ballistic missiles, after the first waves. So like they'd waited. The Iranians this military is very clever. They waited until a lot of the defensive munition was used, and then they used more sophisticated ones, like ones that broke up in the air. So once you fire your Iron Dome interceptor, it's a cluster bomb. It's a very little use. So Jerusalem specifically is covered, of course, by the Iron Dome. I mean, this is the capital city as well. So, but again, like the missiles that were falling in my neighborhood, parts of them were like Iron Dome missiles that were, or pieces of Iron Dome missiles as well.
That like had intercepted the ballistic ones.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
That does not sound fun to deal with. That's
No,
fucking,
I mean,
it's hard to imagine as well.
like for me, I don't really care, and I'm in my late 30s now, so I've seen a fair amount of conflict, and I have I think a pretty good understanding of what my life risk is in like such situations. But because I have kids, it's a very, very different story. And they get scared, and I had to, I think I messaged you, like I have to carry them, while they're asleep down to the bomb shelter, and I've got basically a minute and a half to make it before stuff starts falling down. So that was really rough. If I was single, or I don't know, I didn't have kids, I think it would be a different situation. But yeah, I mean, Jerusalem is much safer than many other areas when it comes to this issue, because if they hit a holy site here, any holy site in Jerusalem that they hit, it's basically a world war. So they want to try and avoid that.
Yeah.
In that sense, it was safer. Yeah. I mean, in that sense, I think that there's a predictability about the risk that you have, whereas volcanoes sound scarier to me because there's an unpredictability about this. I'm like, oh, they're starting firing, and I live in Jerusalem, so I can have a hypothesis that there's going to be less missiles in our area, and yeah, but a volcano sounds more unpredictable.
They're mostly mild. Like there hasn't been like a really bad volcano recently. There is like an island called the Westman Islands